overnight. Some Cape be in Florida, western Gulf Coast. Some Cape will be in the northwestern part of the country, and a little bit of convection still left over throughout parts of the Great Lakes region and parts of the interior parts of the Northeast. For Friday morning, a lot of Cape will be in the western half of the Gulf Coast and parts of Florida. Some Cape will be in the Pacific Northwest, a little bit in eastern Texas, the mid-Mississippi Valley, the parts of the Great Lakes region, and the northern plains. And finally, by Friday night, a lot of Cape will be in Florida, and as well as the lower Mississippi Valley. Some Cape will be all over the Mississippi Valley, Great Lakes region, the Ohio Valley, and the Great Basin, Northern Rockies, the Pacific Northwest, Northern California. Oh, actually, this is meant for something else. Okay, so this is as of right now, and we're going to play the radar. So going into tomorrow morning, until we get to tomorrow morning, a lot of wet weather will be all over the Great Lakes region and the Pacific Northwest. The West Coast will deal with a lot of rains, but in the Pacific Northwest, some valley coastal rains and mountain snow, especially up in the Cascades with some wintry weather, mostly in the form of snow. And in the Great Lakes region, many places will get some showers. Very few places will get some wet snow, rain mixed in with some snow as well. Then going through tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening, all that wet weather starts moving eastward. Slowly, though, but surely. Wet weather will start making its way into the interior parts of the Northeast and northern New England. But in northern New England, there could be some wet snow or rain mixed in with snow, as well as those in the center of Idaho. In the west coast, though, there's going to be a lot of rain in the coastal and valley parts of the west coast, and some mountain snow as well. A few places will get some freezing rain and sleet. Then going into the overnight hours, but until Thursday morning, where all that wintry weather starts moving into the eastern part of New England. A little bit of rain is still happening throughout the coastal parts of the Northeast, some parts. But there's still plenty of wet weather to deal with, some in the form of snow, or mixed in with snow in places like Erie all the way to Binghamton, New York. Burlington, Vermont would get some rain mixed in with snow. A little bit of wet weather in northeastern Montana, but there's still more wet weather to deal with. Valley and coastal rains and mountain snow along the Pacific Northwest to Northern California, and as well as the Bitterroot Mountains of Idaho, parts of the Great Basin, especially Salt Lake City, and the Northern Rockies. The tiny bit of chance of rain in parts of Florida. And then going into Thursday afternoon and into Thursday evening, where all that rain starts moving out of the Northeast, but there's still plenty of atmospheric river moisture to deal with. More valley rains, mountain snow along the Pacific Northwest, and as well as the Northern Rockies, parts of Idaho. A little bit of chances of rain throughout Missouri, parts of South Florida, a few parts in Texas and Louisiana, Mississippi. And there's going to be some rain and possibly some snow mixed in with some rain in northern North Dakota to Duluth, northeastern Minnesota. And some mountain snow and valley rains throughout the rest of the Rockies. And then once we move into the overnight hours and into Friday morning, all that moisture starts moving into the Great Lakes region. And then we deal with more valley rains, coastal rains, mountain snow in the Pacific Northwest, more valley rains, mountain snow in Idaho to the northern Rockies, parts of the Great Basin, more rain throughout the Midwest, but in places like the mid Mississippi Valley to Michigan, and more rain and some snow in some areas, particularly some snow in northern North Dakota and the northwestern part of Minnesota. But some of them may get mixed in with some rain, though. And some wet weather will occur throughout parts of the Gulf Coast, from Texas to Florida. And finally, we roll into the Friday afternoon and into Friday evening, where all that wet weather starts moving east, affecting places like the Adirondacks all the way down to New Orleans. Just a little bit of rain mixed in with snow in northern Vermont to northern New Hampshire, and in the lower Michigan part of the state. I don't know why I said that. There's going to be plenty of rains, but in parts of the upper part of Michigan and northern Wisconsin, there could be some snow or some wet snow or some snow mixed in with rain, and as well as western North Dakota, south in western South Dakota, some rain and maybe even some rain mixed in with snow. But there's also going to be some rain, some isolated chances of rain in the valleys and mountain snow, depending on the temperature profile, and parts of the Pacific Northwest, particularly in Washington State, where there's going to be coastal valley rains, mountain snow. All right, and let's take a look at thunderstorms before we can conclude. We're going to go back here. Now let's let that roll. Let's watch it roll, and we're going to see some thunderstorms moving barely into California on Wednesday morning, and then just in some places in the Pacific Northwest on the coastal side for tomorrow, and barely any thunderstorms, though, after tomorrow night. No thunderstorms, though, throughout the rest of the country for Thursday morning. And then by Thursday evening, just a tiny chance in Washington State, though, in the form of thunder snow in some places, especially. Plus, by Friday morning, there could be a chance of thunderstorms in the mid-Mississippi Valley. Then rolling into Friday afternoon to Friday evening, mid to lower Mississippi Valley, all the way to the Ohio Valley. There are plenty of thunderstorms to go around, and as well as going into Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, and parts of Florida. There is going to be some chances of thunderstorms by Friday evening. Well, let's just check at the check for any chances of wind throughout much of the country. Rolling into tomorrow morning, some wind. There's going to be a lot of wind throughout the Great Lakes region, but then it moves into the Northeast by tomorrow night. There's going to be a lot of in which they did issue a high wind warning, but high wind watch right now. But by Thursday afternoon, it'll taper off and head out. But still, there's still some wind. It's going to happen, as well as the Northern Rockies. But much of the wind starts moving after Thursday night, though. And then more wind in the Great Lakes region by Friday morning. And all that starts slowly moving to the east, but still plenty of wind throughout the Northern Rockies and the Great Lakes region, too. And some wind could pick up in parts of the Northeast, too, by Friday night. All right. And now, finally, let's go. Oh my God! I screwed things up. Oh boy, I should have switched to this. My bad about that, folks. My bad. I am so sorry. Yeah, I don't know, folks. I mean, I am just too tired. Anyway, since I waste your guys' time, you guys can tell me if I'm off by something. Like, You can ask me. What happened to the one that you were showing us about any thunderstorms or whatsoever? Guys, if you're here, just tell me, okay? Just tell me, so that I can switch the scene up. All right? I deeply apologize for that, folks. For real. Okay, now let's just tune into the snowfall accumulation, but for the next 3 days. So let's see what we got. Okay, so just in the northern parts of New England, they can get as much as up around about 6 inches to a full foot of snow, maybe a few places just a little bit over the top, though. Traceable amounts of snow in the Catskills and the Finger Lakes region, and as well as western Massachusetts. Some snow, just about around 6 inches of snow at the max, just near Marquette, and as well as right between International Falls and Duluth. And there's also going to be plenty of snow in central Idaho, just about a foot to a foot and a half. Yellowstone, about up to a foot of snow, and as well as northwestern Montana, but some places might get just up to a foot and a half of snow. Just about a traceable amount of snow, maybe up to 3 inches of snow near Salt Lake City, parts of Nevada, and northwestern Utah. The Sierra Nevadas could get about as much as around a foot to a foot and a half of snow in some places, and as well as east of Redding, just about up to a foot and a half. In the Cascades, just about more snow, around about up to 2 feet of snow, maybe a little over the top in some places. Eastern Oregon, about up to a foot. Olympic National Park, up to a foot as well. Alright, guys, I did a lot today, and I might as well just go and do the weather topic of the day, so let's just go ahead and do it. Hold on a minute.